Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Mega Man Secundum. Last time we obtained metal blades, so I think it is time now to have them take a stroll in their natural habitat of cutting down trees left and right. Woodman stage in my opinion is quite a bit better than Metal Man stage was. It still has its problems, but I think I'm going to focus more on the positive aspects this time, as I do not want to be complaining all the time except for the music. And no, stop it Simon, stop it, no more forced comments about the music being shit, everyone can hear that. And if you disagree, well, it's okay, but I'm sorry for your ears. So, metal blades. Metal blades are still ridiculously broken. Even more so than in Mega Man 2 probably, because they take up a greater percentage of the screen now. They still have all their advantages in dealing a lot of damage, being 8-way shoot, etc, etc. So I won't be using them much, of course. I was thinking quite a while if the enemy placement here is just a giant pain in the ass or actually genius. I will default to it being a pain in the ass. You cannot hit the bunny in the ditch down there. So you have to dodge him very awkwardly, and as the hitboxes do not work in this game, it is just not cool at all. You see, the one on the stairs is a far better placement because you have to deal with him and actually dodge him in a clever way, but it's not like annoyingly so. The Batontons on the other hand take far too long to deploy, so I could just skip this room. This is further proof that the hitboxes are completely botched here, and generally the entire engine of this game is just held together with duct tape and hope. You could take out the hot dog by spamming metal blades from the ladder, but you know, you could take out a lot of things by spamming metal blades, so I will not do that, because I'm not a scrub. This bunny also is placed far better than any other enemy so far, I guess, because you have to let him shoot because he has just enough health for that, and but it's not impossible to dodge him. It is you have to position yourself cleverly, lure out his shots. It's very reminiscent of the first game's puzzlier rooms, whereas rooms like this one here we're just traversing simply do not work all that well, because a gauntlet of enemies, many of them, on the Game Boy screen, it's just not that cool. Minakuchi understood it, Biox, well, they didn't. And I said in the blind video that I would show off the water path there and the top path here, but I do not want to make the blind videos required watching, so you get both here. Yeah. The cannon here is also a giant pain in the ass from its placement, and as is this mat, which completely surprises you, and the bullets are again somewhat impossible to dodge. But my main problem with the enemy placement is how haphazard it is. Look at this cannon, it has no way of hitting you. You can just hang out there and it's absolutely no problem. And again with the mat it is far harder, and then at the end you have these needle spikes for some reason which do nothing. You will never get hit by them. So the room gets progressively easier as it goes on, which makes absolutely no sense to me. And you see, this room here, for example, you cannot just jump through it because the Batontons are still in the way because it is so cramped, but they still take too long to deploy, so I don't really know what to think. These mats too here, you have no way of dodging this one if you let him shoot, so you have to go down the ladder awkwardly because the ladder physics also do not work, and it's also all not very well thought out. And why did I get a second large energy pellet in the second room in a row? I really do not know, because here is another checkpoint actually. This game has a lot of checkpoints in the levels, and it is far easier for them. Have I mentioned that the engine doesn't work because it is really not good at all? So the robot chickens. They have been changed a little in comparison to Mega Man 2. I think there you could just stand and let them jump, and here they will jump after a fixed time of being on the screen. Which is fair, I guess, and if you have metal blades you can completely and utterly trivialize them. If you remember, in the original Mega Man 2 they were actually immune to metal blades, so why they did change it I have no idea. But actually it is pretty fun to deal with them here, and this is a very very nice change in pace, because you're dodging chickens all the time and suddenly there's a bunny which is completely throwing off your timing, and it's a very very clever trap and you have to watch out for that, so I did like that stretch. Now for Woodman's boss fight. Woodman has always been a shitty boss and I hated him, because it is just so boring and basic and you have to have pixel perfect dodging. In this case, however, he's an absolute joke. His damage has been reduced far more than it should need to be reduced, even though it did need to be reduced, in my opinion. You can shoot through his shield, which is kind of defeating the whole point of a shield. And as I said, you can just tank everything with your face, it's absolutely no problem. It's exactly the same problem as this Metal Man. They have been nerfed to hell and back, and I'm eagerly awaiting a Robot Master later on, which will be far harder than I expect, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. For now, closing comments. This stage, as said, is not that bad. It has its moments of level design which makes sense, enemy placement which is well thought out. But then again, I do not think that big stretches of enemy do actually work in this game. Thank you very much for your attention.